You are now tuned in to the Players Den podcast. It's your boy Wayne, and we back, baby. Today we got a very special guest in the building. Y'all might know him from a previous episode. My boy Don from Esco Atlanta, the new owner. Say what's up to the people, man.
Man, what's going on, everybody? Man, happy to be back. My guy Wayne hit me up. Man, said he want me back, so you know we back again.
Yes, sir, man. We always happy to have you, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Always happy to have you, a real one. And we love what you're doing over there at Esco Atlanta. So, like, what's been going on over there? Like, you know, since we last saw each other.
Yeah, since we last saw each other, we actually saw each other when everything was going on.
For sure, yeah.
Headed to a game. Yeah, you was headed to a game, and you know, just with new ownership, you know, it comes with you know, changing over ownership and things like that. So it comes with paperwork and processes and, you know, different things that you have to go through. Things I really wasn't privy to at first,
yes,
you know, when we first took over, and some stuff I didn't have to go through in Tennessee either. So, you know, we end up having to go through the legal license process, which it's a, you know, 120-day process pretty much. But in between the time, you have to go through like neighborhood meetings and different types of inspections and things of that sort, in order to, you know, get the liquor license, to get the license to be signed by the city of Atlanta. So basically, we were on a temporary license. Since we took ownership, it was 120 days. We just had a lot of pushback from the neighborhood about things that they wanted to be handled from previous ownership. Basically. So it wasn't anything that we did like, you know, serving underage or, you know, just, you know, anything as far as us breaking any rules.
Correct.
You know, we didn't break any rules, which of course, you know, speculation, that's what people say, you know, we got our liquor license took or whatever the case may be. So yeah, it wasn't taken. It was just that, you know, it ran out. Like the temporary runs out. You can't get it extended. You can't get it renewed. So you have to get the full annual license at that point. So again, it was just really us going through the neighborhood, and they, which we got through successfully, which we were able to go through the next step, which is, you know, going through the police department and then on to the zoning and then to the city. So
we go through every
every step in the process, which, you know, again, a lot of people don't know about, but you know, when you came, you saw that big sign that was on the window saying I had to go to a meeting, and, you know, they put your whole name on there, like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we had to go through that whole process, and like people that know business, like they understood, but, you know, to our guests and to our patrons and, you know, and to some of our staff, like they just really didn't understand like what was going on, which I hated, you know, like trying to be transparent and tell them what's going on, and, you know, but I didn't want to hurt the business either, like telling our patrons, like, hey, look, you know, we just not gonna be able to sell liquor, you know, right now. Which, you know, eventually we did, you know, make a post. We didn't make a public announcement because, again, we didn't want to cause uproar. You know what I mean? So we did make a public post and just, you know, like, hey, look, it's a temporary thing. And
I think y'all did a pretty good job, man, of like keeping it under the wraps, because like when I went, I had no idea, you know, and it took me having to be there, because I don't even think I ordered a drink that day.
Yeah, you did.
So,
so
it was like I had no idea. So I personally never heard any bad negative rap or anything in that regard in according to Esco Atlanta. So I think y'all did a pretty good job, man.
Yeah, and it was, you know, not difficult, but it was a process. You know, we lost a ton of money, you know, during the process. It took 28 days. You know, like 28 days not able to serve alcohol, with only serving, you know, food. Which, you know, it helped us do a lot of things, though. It was a lot of positive came out behind it. We were able to, you know, do a lot of things inside the restaurant, changing things. Like when you came, you see the tables are different. Some of the tables are different. We was able to do a lot of, you know, upgrading with different things. We added hemp drinks to the menu. Some things that Georgia is just now doing.
So what's a hemp drink?
So basically, it's a THC Delta 9 seltzer. Yeah, so we so I should have brought I should have brought you one.
You definitely should have brought me one of those.
Yeah. I have to get you to come down and get you one. But yeah, we started to offer that and push that because it's something. Again, you have to get a license for it. It's not super difficult or anything, but of course you got to be a business and have certain parameters and things like that. So we ended up having the license like months before this even happened, but we didn't know how to push the seltzer. We didn't know what to do. So this actually gave us reason to come up with something like in which we came up with all of these different type of cocktails.
I was being innovative.
Yeah, right. So we were able to come up with like literally a whole menu just for like the hemp cocktails. And,
man, I did not even know that.
Yeah, and it went crazy. Actually, it helped, daily sales. Like we did not close, we did not shut down. We did lose customers, not as far as like coming in because again, people want to eat and drink. That's the thing. That's what we again it's vibe dining. That's what they want to do.
Sure.
So, we were just trying to get them another alternative, which a lot of people were like, oh wow, seriously. Of course, we got to give all these disclaimers. It's real THC. Like this ain't the fake stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's for real. So. And it really helped us out, and we just kind of went from there, and now we back. We've been back since the Friday before Mother's Day. Actually.
Okay,
so
shout out to that, man.
Right.
Definitely congrats. We got that. We got it back up and running. Well, y'all got it back up and running.
Right.
That's dope. So for anybody who's been wanting to get their drink on at Esco Atlanta,
right.
They back open, man. Pull up. Show
up.
some love, man. They got some of the best drinks in the city, so y'all know where to go.
Right. Yeah, we just did an Epsilon event too. It's a tequila. We just did an event with them on yesterday, actually on Memorial Day. So
cool.
Again, just doing things to let everybody know, like, look, we ain't lose our touch. You know what I mean? Like we had to go through some legality stuff, but look, we back. We in full effect.
Back and we better.
Oh yeah, back and better, man. So
that's what's up. So now that y'all been back up and running, like how's everything been going and everything?
Yeah, it's been going great. We we back. That's what I can say. Our kitchen has been able to, like I said, during their downtime, really perfect processes. We, kind of tweaked a few little things, changed the kitchen around a little bit, to help with those processes. So, with the volume that we were doing and what we were doing previously, like we back. Like we literally have been up about 21%, over the last few weeks now, especially during the weekends. Which we, had dropped drastically, but, and I feel it, everybody feels it, the team feels it, the neighborhood feels it, like everybody's like, they super excited. So, like it just feels great, to be back where we were, and even, going above that now. So
absolutely. Well, as you know, last time, man, when we did the show over at Esco Atlanta, the funny clip was when I had tried, the turkey ribs or whatever. Man, them turkey ribs was crazy. I actually just seen 2 Chainz had, Shannon Sharp at Esco Atlanta.
Right.
And he actually had the turkey wings too. And I was like, wow, that's crazy, man.
Right.
I thought that was super cool, that he got to come to Atlanta and, Chainz showed him around to his different restaurants and businesses and it was a super cool episode, but that that particular moment, I was like, "Hey, I did that."
Right.
That shit was pretty cool.
And like I told you, when I was giving them to you, I was like, "Look,
look,
I knew you was
gonna
bring
all that to say this." I had to go back to back, Jack.
But it's the
appreciate
thing.
you for this as well, man.
Anytime, man. That's our thing. That's our business, man. We feed hungry people, So.
And I'm a hungry person.
But yeah, it's crazy. You just don't know. Like that was my initial reaction the first time I had turkey ribs. I was like, wow, I didn't even know turkey had ribs. And literally every time I tell somebody about it,
the same thing
or
I
even
said.
give it to somebody, that's the first thing they say. Man, I ain't know turkey had ribs, you know. So, and it's just been a little thing. If you see our advertising, like this, what it say, like I didn't know turkey had ribs. So.
Well, y'all can't see.
Yeah,
The people that's actually watching right now.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, but so
that's the turkey ribs and mac and cheese and what else I got? Some collard greens. I think
collard greens. Yeah, and you know the turkey
real
ribs
southern cooking with the hot sauce.
Yeah, you
yes,
know, just in case, man. You know, however you like it. You know, some people like a little vinegar on theirs. You know,
I can't do the vinegar, man. what else people do like that's weird that you've seen in the restaurant business so far? Like, cause vinegar on collard greens sound crazy to me.
But you know, it's a southern thing though. Yeah, it's a southern thing. Right.
Matt Bussin.
Man, things that I see, like we sell seafood mac and cheese. Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm not a big seafood person, but to see people like buy that like consistently, and it's mac and cheese with shrimp and lobster and crab meat in it. Which again, a person that loves seafood, like that's something that they enjoy. You know,
Green's going crazy too.
You good,
keep going,
man.
My bad.
But they like that, and our egg rolls, which is something that's not like really big, and I'm mentioning this because it's something that's not really big on the menu. Mm-hmm. But like people come in and they ask about this kind of stuff. Like we were talking earlier about people tasting that southern food that come from like all of these other places up north, out west, and stuff like this. So we sell collard greens and a mac and cheese egg roll. We used to sell it separately. Now we do it mixed, and now it's just like that's all we sell now. Like we don't even sell them like a collard green or mac and cheese. It's always I want the mix. You know what I'm saying? It's always I want the mixed collard green and macaroni egg roll. And they made the order, so again you got fresh macaroni, you got fresh collard greens. So you can't beat that.
But them greens is everything you just said. I'm a walking testament. That shit going crazy.
Yep. So it's been.
But I meant like how like people have like the spaghetti conversation where they say, oh, I like it with sugar, or I like it with ranch, or like do nothing crazy like that happen in there that you be noticing?
Man, it be so much different stuff.
Like, I'm talking about that people do, like not that y'all specifically might sell.
Like people, the big thing is like adding salt. Like they add salt to, you Cajun gumbo. Like you can attest to what Cajun gumbo tastes like.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's how pretty much our gumbo is a Cajun gumbo. It's spicy. It's not real salty, but it's flavorful. So you really don't need the salt.
Okay.
Like all the time.
Okay.
Like even how some of the silverware come with the salt and pepper. Like they're like, oh no, I need some more salt. Like, oh no, I need more. Like that be the thing, and it's us. We always, I think like too much salt. Like we taste everything.
You taste salt more than anything.
Right. So, for people to say, oh, I think I need more salt, like that'd be crazy. Like that right there be like, I'm like, look, I know what this tastes like. Why you need to put more salt in it? You finna make it disgusting. You know what I'm saying? So, but right. You done messed up. But is that sweet chili like on everything? You know what I mean? Like just
sweet chili do go crazy.
Yeah,
but on everything, I don't know. Yeah. I'm open to it though. I might be open to that.
Wayne,
man.
I think you just try anything, right? but nah, yeah, just like with the egg rolls, like people eat sweet chili with those egg rolls with mac and cheese and collard greens. Like I think this is weird. You know what I'm saying?
I might be on that spectrum, man. I don't know.
But again, it's become a norm though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's weird to me or whatever. Like people putting sugar on they, spaghetti, like extra sugar. Like we cook in it with sugar, but adding extra sugar. Extra sugar on there. No, I don't want super sweet spaghetti.
No, that's crazy. Not cereal spaghetti.
Right. That's disgusting.
That's
like
crazy.
But like just stuff like that. But and like I said, it's become the new norm. Man. Like seriously, like it's become the new norm. Even you know, people eating all this stuff on their pasta, man. They got 3 proteins on pasta. Like, I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not eating chicken, shrimp, and
steak.
You know what I'm saying? Like all
you.
of that. Or, you know, even with the man, that indeed lamb chops pasta, fried lamb and pasta. You know, so it's just, you know, people. Whatever they can think of, man, we making it.
Okay.
You know, so
for sure.
Yeah, we ain't turning it down at all. I'm telling you.
So what's some things you got, you know, coming in the future that you know can share with us?
Right now, what we actively working on, which you finna, you know, everybody, we really been doing like a hidden market research. Which by us being, you know, like that a scratch kitchen restaurant, we're able to create, you know, whatever we pretty much want. So. When we brought the turkey ribs to Esco Atlanta, I created this sauce. Created the sauce for the turkey ribs, which is a crazy story. We didn't even put the sauce on the turkey ribs at first. We needed a glaze for our salmon, and it started out as a glaze for the salmon. And it went from a glaze for the salmon, and it went to the glaze for the lamb chops. So we do lamb chops with chimichurri or with our house sauce, which that's what you got on the turkey ribs.
It'll go crazy.
So and then when we bought the ribs, I was like, man, look, let's figure out what we need to put on there. I didn't want to just do like just straight regular barbecue sauce. So let's figure out like what it tasted like with our house sauce, because again, it's a barbecue base, so you know, let's just see what it tastes like. And man, we got the cooking in with it, and man, I literally cooked the whole pack of turkey ribs and gave it to all the staff, people that was in the restaurant. I just let everybody try it with the sauce, and they was like, oh my god, this is amazing, this is amazing, this is amazing. So it was like, okay, boom, we got the sauce. So now I figured out the recipe for the sauce, and now that's what we finna bring out. We finna get rid of I'm actually working with some food scientists right now in Mississippi. We about to, you know, start bringing the sauce in. We gonna get it, you know, mass produced. Then by being a USDA certified food technologist, it'll be able to be bottled, and you know, I can take it to Walmart, Aldi, Kroger.
Wow.
You know, like soon as it get done. So we probably on like our 4th batch right now, trying to perfect the flavor, like so you can get what you tasting right now in every single bottle. So that's what we working on right now.
That's big time, bro.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. Definitely early congrats on even having that in motion.
Yeah,
that's super dope, man. Because the product is good.
Yeah.
I can tell you that for sure. So I can see it being bought everywhere for real.
Right. And like I said, it's something we've been, you know, it's been field tested like already. So you know, it's, you know, I can only imagine once we start to really promote it and put it out there. And like I say, we can put it in the restaurant like, hey, look, this was going on your turkey ribs. This was, you know, you taste in your lamb chops and your salmon when you get it glazed or whatever. So, you know, and you know, you can take it home now. And then, you know, we're a tourist spot, so a lot of people come in town. You know, now we'll have something they can take home with them, a little piece of, you know,
for sure,
a little piece of the restaurant.
Cause I'll buy some of that and put it on the, you know,
right. You'll be putting it on everything. Yeah.
Hey, I'm using that.
Hey, look, I put the sauce on everything. You know, I'm gonna be like, Wayne, I need you to come do a drop for me. You know,
cause I'm the type that like food with my sauce.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really like sauce with my. I like food with my sauce.
Yeah, and that's how I am. I'm a sauce guy. I definitely like dipping my food in sauce. You know what I'm saying? So it just give it a, you know. Especially when it's good sauce, man.
Yeah, man. The sauce just it take it over the top.
Right.
Take it over the top.
Take it over the top,
sure.
Definitely.
Any other new things you got?
You know,
or any like maybe events coming up?
Yeah. We got a lot of stuff coming up. June, you know, Father's Day.
Okay.
We doing a big Father's Day event. Matter of fact, I can tell you exactly what it is because we are actively getting marketing stuff going forward, because of course, you know, you got to be 2-3 weeks ahead. But it's I'm calling you Daddy Father's Day weekend. So basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're gonna have 2 events a day. We're gonna do brunch, of course, you know, brunch on Saturday and Sunday.
For sure.
We're gonna do it a little different for Father's Day. I ain't gonna give it away all the way because I don't want to get in trouble. But but we're gonna do it a little different this time, and hopefully you know, people get to try stuff that they haven't been able to try at Esco.
For sure.
This time, and you know, it's gonna be basically a taste of Esco. You know, we're gonna be able to present a lot of the food to people who, you know, that haven't been able to taste like every single item on the menu. So if you are able to get out on Father's Day, you know, make your reservations. People are already being called in, you know. So yeah. Okay. Like we got reservations all the way up to July, man. It's
shout
crazy.
out to all the fathers that's really being fathers.
Right. Definitely, man. Shout out to all the fathers, man. And but you know, we wanna do something big, just like, you know, we do for Mother's Day. You know, the same give that same energy.
I think I came around Mother's Day.
Right.
And then I definitely came around Valentine's Day. I had it suited up. Mother's Day I came too.
Right.
You know,
we did some similar for Mother's Day.
Okay.
Because, you know, it was still right around that liquor license accepting, like we getting approved for the liquor license thing. We weren't able to promote it as heavy because we didn't know what day it was gonna fall on, because it was so close, and it happened on a Friday, literally the Friday before Mother's Day at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
You know, we got the approval and still had to pay $5,000. You know what I'm saying? But we ended up just you know pushing something out really quickly in like 2 days. But now we're able to really you know, have time to plan, get stuff together, get with our reps and stuff like that. Just, you know, to make it something really, really special. So
for sure, you
know, make sure everybody come out. You know, follow us on IG at Esco Atlanta. Make sure y'all check it out. We always promote everything we got going on. So, you know, this gonna be, you know, June. Then every weekend we gonna be doing something special with one of our liquor reps too. For the brunches. We're gonna be rolling back out the Rich Chicks brunch. With one of our liquor distributors. So
okay,
yeah. So that's gonna be crazy.
Big
too.
Things popping in Esco Atlanta, man. Y'all gotta definitely come out, show some support to my boy Don, man, cause the restaurant is lit, man. Only reason I'm not going in right now because I'm on camera.
I already
so
know.
I can't really.
Last time you had tone with you, so
I can't really, you know, I can't go crazy how I want to. Just know when these cameras turn, these lights turn off. Go time for sure.
Oh yeah, man.
Secure that back. But yeah, man. Definitely, y'all want to definitely go out and support Esco Atlanta, man. For real. That's all I gotta say. You got anything to share before we get into NBA or to, you know, sports news?
Nah, that's it, man.
Well, let's get right into it, man. Let's get into it. Let's see if you really been tapping in with the playoffs.
Man.
So we're just gonna get into a little bit of NBA news. As y'all know, the playoffs are going down right now. But before we get into the playoffs, the last time I spoke to everybody, SGA hadn't won the MVP yet. So I'm going to just go ahead and let y'all know something y'all probably already know. SGA has won the 2024-2025 NBA MVP, and rightfully so. He led the league in points per game at 32.7. He was first in total points with 2,484. He was first in 20-point games with 75. This man dropped 75 out of 82 games, and he probably missed a game or two. You know what I'm saying?
7 games.
Like, he getting buckets every single game. First in 30-point games with 49. I mean, he averaged 32, so
that's crazy.
Shit.
So this 49 out of
that's
the
over half the games.
Right, I'm sure. Look,
he
you
scored
see,
30 in over half the games this season.
Whoa.
First in 40-point games with 13. First in 50-point games with 4. And first in plus minus, he was at a plus 918 for the season.
Wow.
And then he was, on top of all of that, he was second in total steals.
That's crazy.
With 131.
Like, that's crazy. That's
I mean,
good,
and he definitely deserved it. I think he got snubbed last year. Jokic had a hell of a season. Averaged damn near a 30-point triple-double as a center. I mean, the numbers that he put up every night is just like mind-boggling. But when you the first in the West, in a very tough West, you won 68 games,
right?
And you lead in all these statistical categories. It's like, come on, man. This SGA was balling. I thought it was no doubt. He should have won this year. A lot of people, what you agree? I know a lot of people were saying Jokic.
Agree.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, it's about the overall thing. You know, again, you know, just not just you know, like being a fan favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people think it's, you know, the name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The name. Like it's not about that. Like what you going out there and doing every night. Like you said, it's 72 games. Like y'all won 68. Like, you know what I mean? Like you 13, 40-point games. Like, bro, like this some stuff we ain't, you know,
it's,
you know,
it's Kobe-esque.
Right. You know
like,
what I mean? Like that's what make great players right there. You know what I mean? Like those are what people go down in history for. You know, we talk about for future generations. Because again, you know, like you said, Kobe is like, you know, being like, you know, again, like LeBron coming in, like somebody got to take the crown. You know, somebody has to come in behind it. So
he's seeming like he the guy.
Right. So,
you know, along with a handful of other guys.
Right
now it's like he leading those guys.
And again, you know, like you said, last year he should have got it. So maybe he feeling the same way. He hearing what,
for sure.
You know, the media is saying. He hearing what the internet saying. You know, sometimes they make people more hungry. They make you want to go out and go do, you know, 13, 40-point games. You know what I mean? The next season.
I think that's exactly what happened. I think that's exactly what happened. Another stat is that he's the first MVP since. Let me read the stat right. SGA led the number 1 seeded Thunder to a league high 68 wins and became the second player in NBA history to average at least 30 points on 50% shooting, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal and a half, and 1 block per game since Michael Jordan. Jordan did it 87-88 season and the 90-91 season. SJ the first person to do it since 91.
Since Jordan did.
Since 91. Crazy. And the crazy thing about MVP in the recent years is that the last 7 MVPs have been foreign-born players. Like
you're right.
Like USA, we ain't won an MVP since I want to say James Harden in like 18, or it was either James Harden or Russell Westbrook in 18. Whoever won it in 18 was the last American. It's been Giannis again, Jokic again, Embiid, Jokic again, and then SGA from Canada. Yeah, come on, America. Come on.
What y'all doing, man?
Come
y'all
on, somebody.
Yeah, but again, you know,
that's just a testament to the growth of the league and the sport, really.
And you know, and it just shows how hungry these people is. They coming in, you know, these guys coming in, man, they dominate. You know, like again, they work hard. You know, these people been doing this. You know, we see these people been doing
all the top players,
12, 11, 10, some younger than that. You know, just playing, AAU sports and stuff like that. So, it's just amazing, that they can, how people transition when they get professionally. Again, and going back to the restaurant thing, you start off, mom and pop food truck, whatever, then you move over brick and mortar, and then you go to franchise, and now you got 10, 11, 12 restaurants. Again, it's what you putting in, though. It's
For
not
sure.
It's not what not so much is the name, so to speak. It's what are you putting behind it?
Oh, yeah.
The time you putting in, the work, the stuff that the people don't see. Like you said, this hadn't been done since '91. Like, what are you doing that everybody else is not doing? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So, and that's what it is. Like, it's just outworking everybody. And, I think sometimes it's not fair with some of the choices that they, of course, they vote on or whatever the case may be. But, because, again, like, and I'm not saying nobody else don't work as hard. But, again, if I know it's 150 other players that want this same thing, like, I have to be willing to do what I know they not willing to do. You know what I mean? In which we don't know that. So I'm gonna go out every day and just go hard, practice, you know what I'm saying?
Hell
like,
yeah.
again, back to Kobe, like the last person in the gym, the first one there, the last person leave, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody don't do that. So
Mamba mentality.
Yeah, Mamba mentality, man. So
for sure, man. I mean, I agree with everything you just said, but still, America, let's
but
somebody.
That's what I'm saying. It's I'm not saying we're not working hard enough, but like they
I mean, these players are just extremely talented as well.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it's not Luka still ain't got one.
Yeah.
Wembanyama coming.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's
Franz
still,
Wagner. He's not
right.
like a superstar level player, but he a great, all-star level player. Eventually, I think it's like I'm probably missing some people, but it's like, man, it's crazy. They just talented.
Yeah, and again, it's and it's not that again, it can only be one person. At the end of the day, but but still, it's I think it's just like, how bad do you really want it? You know what I mean? Like really, really, how bad do you really want it?
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, like I said, it's 100 other guys that's they
trying to get the spot.
Right. They're trying to get it. So,
but let's move into some of the NBA superlatives that they've given out so far, or since we last spoken at least. They did release the NBA all defensive teams, the first and the second team. Atlanta's Dyson Daniels, we got to keep it Atlanta on the show, man. Yeah. He did make first team all defense, should have been the defensive player of the year, but as we know, Evan Mobley won that. Should have been Dyson. I stand on that, but hey, at least my guy got first team all defense. The guys that also joined him on that first team is Lou Dort, super deserving. I mean, leading the number one defense in the NBA, taking all of the challenges every night. Super deserving. He finally got that first team nod. Draymond Green, of course, who was a NBA Defensive Player of the Year finalist, and then the up and coming youngster out in Houston, Amen Thompson. He also got a first team nod this year. I can't say that I disagree with any of these picks on this first team. I think that's a pretty solid team. On that second team, it was Tamani Kamara out of Portland, Rudy Gobert, Jaren Jackson Jr., J-Dub, Jalen Williams, OKC, and Ivica Zubac from the Clippers. I agree with all of those. I think they all deserve a shot on that team. They also gave the All-NBA teams the first, second, and third. First team was SGA, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, and Donovan Mitchell. Mm-hmm. I can't really disagree with that first team either.
Nah, that's all of them had great seasons.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Second team was Jalen Brunson, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, and Evan Mobley. I don't know. I don't know if I like Evan Mobley in the second team All NBA. Yeah. I don't think 18 and 10 is second team All NBA or whatever he averaged. Great player. I think he's gonna be in the future. He's gonna deserve a lot of these selections. But
this,
I don't really think he really. I don't know. I don't think he deserved it this year.
And it could be individuality.
They had the best record in the NBA.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I get it. That record hold weight. And he is the second best player on that team.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's I don't think it's so much of as that the record alone, but again with the overall team. Right.
For sure. I fuck with him.
Yeah.
But I don't think he deserves second team All NBA.
What you think? Third team?
Third. If he got third team, I would have been like, okay. But I wouldn't have been like, hell yeah, he deserved it over Eric. But I wouldn't be mad at. Second team is a little bit too high. Okay. To me.
I got you. I can respect the opinion.
Yeah, to me. Yeah. And then third team was Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Halliburton, James Harden, Karl Anthony Towns, and Jalen Williams. I'm cool with that.
It's cool.
I'm cool with that. The game 4 is on right now. So right now Indiana is up 2-1 on the Knicks. They had 2 road wins in New York. Some crazy stuff happened at the end of the game with Halliburton hitting that shot and shooting to the ceiling and going in, and I don't know, man. He was on one. So they won 2 out there in New York. Then they gave up, game 3 at home the other night. So they're playing right now game 4. Currently, Indiana's up 34-30 towards the end of the first quarter. And Halliburton's dad is finally back able to come to the games.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I'm sure you probably know, but in that first round matchup with the Bucks. I think it was April 29th, the last time he was able to go to a game. Yeah. So the NBA lifted his ban or whatever they did, suspension. I don't know. But he's not able to sit.
I think he got banned.
Anymore.
Yeah. He got banned from all the games.
They said he can only sit in the suites now, and I think only at the home games too.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
so
but at least he got some of his privileges back. At least they gave my boy. He's just a supportive father. He was wrong for the Giannis stuff, but
I ain't never seen Giannis act like that though.
Yeah, there's no excuse for that. But I'm glad he get to see his son play because. Right. He was turning up in the bars and stuff, doing a little choke thing like Halliburton did. Hey, let that man see his son play, man.
You just don't know, man. He excited, man. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He just happy his son in the NBA killing. I'll be happy as hell too.
Right, I be going crazy. You hear me? I ain't gonna fight nobody.
Nah, I'm not trying to superstar.
Yeah. I ain't gonna do that.
But I'm gonna turn up for sure.
Right, yeah, for sure. For sure.
On the other side of the conference, on the NBA's the Western Conference. Right now, OKC's up 3-1 on the Minnesota Timberwolves. They won both games at home. They took care of business. And then, of course, they lost game 3 by like 42 points, which was crazy. I couldn't even watch that game. It was so bad. Like, I was not expecting that. That did make OKC look like they were, not a super team no more. They looked like, okay, maybe Minnesota got a chance. And Minnesota is a great basketball team. I'm saying all this because I got OKC winning.
I got you.
I don't know if you do or not.
Yeah, and I'm not biased to any of the teams, of course. Again, but I just like we were discussing earlier. I think that OKC and Minnesota, again, they are both hungry. You know what I mean? Like super hungry. But again, it's just who's hungrier. Again, we seen what Anthony Edwards, what he can do as far as leadership on the court. When he's trying to, not trying, but when he's, leading, Minnesota to those victories. Again, the 42-point lead, like this stuff that has to continue. You can't do it in one game and then the next game,
for sure.
You lose that momentum again. Speaking
because game 4 was terrible.
Right, exactly.
2 shot attempts in the first half. I think 13 shot attempts in total.
Right.
I can't remember what he ended up in the game with, but he didn't shoot well.
Right.
And he didn't play well. And OKC did a hell of a job.
They took advantage of it.
And that's why Lou Dort was a first-team All-NBA because this is what he does. Right. Like, he can shut down and he can shut down Julius Randle if he get that switch. Like, they not scoring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then Alex Caruso come in with great – it's like he can guard big men better than perimeter guys. Like, I'm like, this man stopping Jokic and Randle and shit. I'm like, what? Like, they can play small ball and really defend bigs. And their defense is already like historic. Like, their defense is smothering. Like, they crazy out there.
Right.
Like, they got 3 to 4 players that could maybe like flirt with making the All NBA defensive team. Right. So. And everybody's a two-way player. Everybody they deploy on that court is a two-way player. And they can score on you and they can stop you.
Right.
And that is hard when your 5th to 9th man can all do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
night. You got the MVP.
Yeah. The game last night, like you saw, it went to the wire. Like they were, again, the fourth quarter, last 2 minutes, I think it was, they was like up 6. Minnesota fighting, to try to, tie the game, and they, consistently going back and forth. And that's where you see the defense coming to play. Like they consistently stopping, everything that Minnesota was throwing from the perimeter to the, the inside to, just going in the hole. And like they made some huge blocks, down low. So, and it's just, again, like I said, just being hungry, again, just being, fighting to the end, not giving up. And that's what I think a lot of those guys do. Like, they just see, no way out. And it's like, I'm going to give up. Like, but, we can't do that. We can't, you can't give up, no, until the clock is 0.
Yeah.
You never know what can happen.
And look at Indiana. Right. They did it 3 times in each series so far. They came back from 14 points with 2 minutes and
Right.
58 seconds
Right.
left
Don't
and won the
give up,
game.
man. Don't
They
give
came
up,
back
man.
from 7 seconds in the Milwaukee series in like 40 seconds.
Right.
And then they did the same thing in the second round against the Cavaliers.
Right.
That's a team that's been, and they 6-1 on the road in the playoffs.
Man, it's crazy.
So with all that being said, let's get into some predictions. Who do you predict gets out of the Eastern Conference? Who do you predict gets out the Western Conference? And who do you predict wins the finals?
The finals?
Well, but go Eastern Conference, Western Conference first, and then finals.
Okay, I think the East, like we were talking earlier, if Indiana stays consistent with what they're doing, their game plan, I don't, and again, I'm not sure what kind of basketball they playing, because again, they come out, sometimes they lose, and then they come out and win in the end, or they start off with a 20-point lead, or whatever the case may be. So, but I think they need to stay super consistent. If they stay consistent, I think it's gonna be really hard for New York to play their New York style of ball and put up those points. Because you see Indiana almost scoring their will to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So just being able, I think New York's gonna have to work with being able to keep up with the scoring, the pace. If they can't keep up, I got Indiana going in the East. Like, I think I really strongly believe Indiana gonna do it, but I'm not putting anything past the Knicks. The Knicks are a great team. You got
it's a super important game tonight.
Right.
If they lose tonight, it's over.
Yeah. But again, Indiana can't let up. If they let up and give New York any inch, I think they're gonna take advantage of that, and it's gonna crush their momentum. Naturally. You know what I mean? Because again,
going
being
from 2-0 to 2-2 is
You know what I mean? Like, that's it's gonna crush they momentum, but it's gonna give New York more momentum, right? You know what I mean? And you don't wanna, you know what I mean? You don't want to get it
and Cat over
exactly
there.
right.
Yeah.
So, and they'll take advantage of that. Again, especially with just like how moving to the West, how OKC did Minnesota. Like, Minnesota came in the series like super, energized. They, just was. I felt like they were dominating. You know what I mean? And OKC was just like, nah, let's put some little water on that fire and let y'all simmer down a little bit. We finna spank y'all. You know what I mean? And,
for sure.
and I just think, again, they giving up thing. Like, I think Minnesota is kind of like at that. They teetering. Like, and I don't think it's everybody, but again, it's 5 people on the court. If 2 people giving up, then we.
Yeah. And I think OKC is really just that team.
Yeah.
Like,
they a
real.
dog, man.
Like,
I ain't gonna lie. They're a dog right now.
Yeah. But so Indiana and OKC, I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Who you
And
think
I think
will win the finals?
I don't know. I think it'll go Game 7 though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
Wow.
I think it'll go only because they both have this. I think they're. I ain't gonna say they won in the same.
I'm not mad at that, but I don't think.
You don't think so?
I could see it, but I also think that
you think
OKC getting them out of there in 5 or 6.
You think so?
I want to say gentleman sweep.
I don't know.
That's what that would be my prediction. I would say gentleman sweep. OKC in 5.
OKC in 5.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I don't know if Indiana gonna lay down like that though. That's the only.
With OKC, it ain't about Indiana laying down.
Yeah, and I get
OKC
it.
gonna lay them down.
Yeah, and see,
like, they're gonna here y'all bottle, lay down.
Yeah, and just
and
like how, like we were saying, like the New York got to keep up with Indiana. Like, I think they're both gonna be high scoring. Like, they're gonna be. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a good competition.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be good games. I don't think it's like OKC because a gentleman sweep sound bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you losing 5, it's like they whooped our ass.
Right.
But like, I think it's gonna be like good ass games that OKC just gonna be a little bit more prepared for.
Yeah,
You know,
okay,
and
I got
they'll
you.
be better closers
I got
in
you.
the series.
Okay.
So it like the games you might only win by 2-3 points each
Right.
game, but
Right.
you gonna win.
Right,
though.
right, yeah. I
You
get
know
what you're saying, and to that point, and I can see that because Indiana has been struggling with closing the games. You know, especially
Like OKC not going for all that.
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
that
yeah,
they
yeah.
getting
yeah.
away
Now,
with.
see if they do that, then again, I think they have to work on it. I think that's something Indiana probably needs to work on going into the finals.
But,
Them going to the
they
finals, I think that's something that they're definitely gonna have to work on because again, OKC is gonna be a whole nother beast.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They not gonna, like you said, they not gonna lay down and just let you come back in 2 minutes. And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They gonna keep putting it on you. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I said they have to again stay consistent. Like they gotta continue playing they basketball. They can't let up. Like nobody can let up. OKC can't let up. Indiana can't. Really nobody in this series right now can let up. And like I said, with the West, I think Minnesota just kind of, they I'm not really sure. Like
Yeah,
it just
I think
last
they get
night
closed
game
out.
they just kind of looked, like they gave up at the end.
Ant-Man couldn't do nothing. Julius Randle couldn't do nothing. How you gonna win?
Yeah,
And
I
they
think-
still they supporting cast filled the void
Right.
perfectly.
Right, they
But if
did.
you could have got any production out of Randall and your average production out of, or a little bit less than average production out of Ant, you
Yeah.
win that game
Yeah.
by 10 points
Yeah,
maybe.
you won. Like
But
they was down.
Dante
6.
DiVincenzo, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, these guys are going out there defending at a super high level,
they was.
and they getting buckets.
Right.
And the stars not showing up.
And that's what I mean.
It's like the role players starring in their roles, and the star players looking like they not even role players.
And that's my whole point. When they, you can't have those guys going out there. Just 3 of those guys.
Yeah, 'cause
going out there
McDaniel's
giving
been going
they all.
crazy, too.
You know what I mean? Because you need those key players to do what they do. Like you need Ant to go crazy.
Yeah.
You need that kind of stuff, especially when you have your supporting cast doing their job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because then it's like, okay, we about to, like, that's how they won by 43 last game. I mean,
Exactly.
42 last game.
Exactly. You see, what I'm
Everybody ate.
Exactly.
Y'all all ate.
Exactly.
Like y'all
And they
got
coulda
scoring 6 and 12 points.
saying?
And,
And
stuff.
I
Like, what
think
y'all
they
doing?
really could have did it. Like they had a chance last night. Literally.
And they still
It
could have
was
won that game
2 minutes
last night.
left. They was down by 6. They hit the 3, down by 3. Then it was like they couldn't get a basket for nothing. Then they I think OKC ended up going up by it was like 113 to like 104 or something like that. They ended up going up by 9. Then they did an inbound. OKC had the ball. Minnesota stole the ball, shot a 3, so they backed down by 6. And I think it was like a minute 40, minute 30 some seconds left, and they just it just looked like they gave up. Like OKC go up by another 6 points, and then it was just, they started fouling, and it was just like, okay, like what's going on?
But they only end up losing the game by like 2 though.
Yeah, they end up losing
Yeah.
by 2, but I'm just saying, like, it was y'all didn't stop them at all. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? Like, it was no defense playing, and like Ant just, he looked frustrated.
It just wasn't his game,
it just,
man.
yeah,
It just wasn't
looked
his
super
game.
frustrated.
So let's see. We got OKC winning. It sounds like you got them in 7. Because you never said who you had. You just said it's going to
I
7.
think okay. If Minnesota don't stop OKC, I think OKC gonna take the West for sure. If they don't, it don't seem like they gonna do anything. OKC gonna take the West. I think it's gonna be OKC, Indiana. And if I had to bet, I'm gonna bet on OKC. I'll bet with OKC.
In 7.
In
Okay,
7.
cool.
I think OKC will win it, but I don't think Indiana gonna let them sweep them. I just don't see that happening.
See, that's why I said gentlemen sweep.
Yeah,
They going to get one.
Yeah. Are you saying you saying that's all the Indiana?
Oh, yeah, they
gonna
going to get one. That's it. Yeah, that's
They
it.
can't get 2.
Nah, they ain't going to let them get 2. I don't
Yeah,
think they gonna let
we'll
them
see.
get 2.
Like it's everybody's been great on the road, so there's a lot of things
especially
we just
Indiana.
gotta watch. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, they 6-1 on the road so far. So
So this just stuff we gotta watch, man. So I think it's gonna be a great series though. The finals this year is gonna be crazy. We got you don't really have those superstar them type of names.
You know what it is
right now. So
like all of those, star players are more so on the tail end of their career. Like it's the new NBA is happening right in front of our eyes.
It's happening.
Like it's literally like we watching it.
Right.
We just can't see it all the way because those players still
there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like. It's the new NBA. We gonna have to get used to this.
Yeah,
like it's gonna be like this Eastern Conference Finals. The main star players on each team, whoever wins this year is gonna be their first ring.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like nobody in New York got a ring. Like
right.
Star player. I know there might be little outliers on the bench that
right.
vets and stuff. Like Caruso got one on OKC, but like nobody, like the real core players don't got rings on OKC.
Rings, right.
The core of New York don't have rings. OG Anunoby does, but Cat, Jalen Brunson.
Right. They don't have rings.
Who else? Minnesota, Ant-Man ain't got a ring. Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert. None of these guys got a ring. Mike Conley don't got a ring. No, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? That was everybody, right? Indiana. None of them. Siakam got a ring, but nobody else got a ring. Halliburton, Miles Turner.
Because again, like you said, they the young players. They the ones they was in there, watching. You know what I'm saying, coming in. Again, this was LeBron and Steph and
KD,
the big three, the
era,
KD, yeah. They was then.
They dominated.
Right. Again,
if you want one of them, you just like
you weren't being talked about.
Yeah,
right. But again,
you're not generational.
Right, and I think now how we had those little few big names. Like I think we're gonna have a lot of
like Tatum, he just got his first ring. Right. Jokic just got his first ring. You know what I'm saying?
And again, like mentioning all these names, like it's not just James, Steph, and Clay, and like all of these one-offs. Like you literally got two people on this team, two people on that.
Oh,
team.
The NBA is
it's flooded
open.
Right now.
Right. The competition level is now. Granted, the West is a little bit stronger, but like. Anybody can win.
Yeah, definitely.
All these teams got real talent.
Right.
Even the teams that suck, like they got talent. They just ain't using it right. Yeah. But that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah, I don't even know where you was about to go with that. I don't know. It's like how you looked at me when you said
I ain't taking that one nowhere. I just threw that out there. I'm gonna hide my hand on that one.
Yeah, and I say, one thing, and I feel like that about my home team, like the Grizzlies. Like I think. Their team has a lot of talent.
Oh yeah.
But I think we need to. I don't know. The front office did some crazy stuff in the middle of the playoffs. I think really messed everybody up. Just period. But I think we need to. I think they need to kind of build around like their talent. And just. Be able to compete with these guys, because if not, man, we're gonna be back in the same boat.
And y'all just missing something. Yeah. For one, Jaren Jackson needs to rebound. Like he won't do it. No, for real. Like he just won't do it. Like
I got you.
He cool on that. Yeah. But like
I think we need a real center,
true center. Maybe Edie can be that one day, but. As of right
now, I mean,
as of right, but y'all ready to compete now?
Yeah, to compete now,
he not there yet.
Because if not,
but y'all still got a young core still. Like y'all,
do.
Ja Morant, Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson, they all 25-ish,
But
so
I think
y'all gonna be good for a long time, but y'all still need that. Maybe Edie can turn into that. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe so. I think, and again, maybe somebody that can help groom him to be that. Again, like. We haven't had a center like Powell and Marc Gasol since they left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they were dominating centers. Like again, they go off to, win fucking rings and
for
shit.
sure.
So you know what I mean? Like soon as they leave. So again, it's like we sending people, we give people away and they go be great. You know what I mean? So it's like, what are we? And I don't want to talk about it too long, but what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like why we not? you know what I mean, like setting ourselves up to compete really on the big stage.
For sure.
You know, so that was my only.
But y'all got something there.
Yeah, we do.
Y'all got something
it's just
there.
not complete. Like I just don't think it's complete.
It ain't complete.
Like and without it being complete, like we can't. You know, like we're not gonna be able to compete.
And y'all may have to develop more to be complete. Like it might take another 2 years. You know what I'm saying? But who the fuck want to wait 2 years?
That's what I'm saying. Like who want to wait? You know, we got
one tomorrow.
You know, and again, I'm not saying tomorrow, but again, like show some type of improvement. You know what I mean? We got one of the biggest stars in the NBA in Memphis. You know what I mean? With Ja Morant. So it's like, you know, the hype is there, the attention is there. Like, okay, why are we not making it more? Like, what are y'all doing? You know what I mean? So, but just again, just to your point, just building and you know, again, it's young teams everywhere, and they got plenty of talent.
So all around the league.
So it's just, you know, like how can you know, just looking at, you know, Indiana for example, how can they build to be able to compete, you know, to that level? You know what I'm saying?
Look like they did it.
You know what I mean? Right. That's what I'm saying. What Memphis can do, like what Indiana did to build to that level. You see what I mean? Like they had, you know, these young players who really didn't have a name at first. You know, they built the name, but they have a strong, you know, core, and they, you know, and
they have an identity.
Look where they at, right? Look where
they
at
got
right
identity.
now. Yeah. So
let's get into some of the last couple things in the NBA that's going on so far. The Nuggets did decide to make, what's his name? David Adelman, my bad, full-time coach. He was an interim. You know, they fired Mike Malone with 4 games left, something like that. You know, David Adelman stepped into that position as the interim. They were impressed with what he did throughout the playoffs, taking OKC to 7 games. Right. They decided to go ahead and extend that offer and make him, you know, full-time coach. So shout out Dave Adelman.
Man, shout out. Telling you, keep doing your thing. They OKC ain't playing, man. You know, so. Sure. Yeah.
The NBA all-rookie teams, the first team was Stephon Castle, Zachary Richardson, ATL's own, for sure. Memphis, Jalen Wells. Right. Memphis, Zach Edey. Y'all had 2 representations on first team all-rookie. And also Alex Sarr. The second team was Mattis Bazilis out of Chicago, Bub Carrington, Wizards, Donovan Clingan, Portland Trailblazers, Khalil Ware, Miami Heat, and Yves Missy out of New Orleans Pelicans. So shout out to all the young guys that made the All NBA teams.
Home team, you know what I'm saying.
And the last thing I really had to say is not NBA related. It is MLB related. You know, we always rep the home team. The Atlanta Braves have gotten former MVP Ronald Acuna back. He did some time at the AAAs, you know, on a rehab assignment coming back from that knee injury. But he did make his MLB debut the other day, and first pitch thrown to him, smacked it over the fence, home run.
Damn, it's crazy.
It's great to have my boy Acuna back on the field, man. I like to have my boy on that diamond, man, but hopefully he can wake up the Braves bats, because we have started off the season pretty bad. We don't have that championship identity like we usually have. Of course, we know that our pitching, our bullpen can use a little bit of, how do I say it nicely? Can use a little bit of advancement, enhancements, you know, some positivity, like some additions. Right. Because the bullpen is not all the way there. Plus, our bats been kind of sleep this season, but maybe, you know, Ronald Acuna can come in and turn that around for us, so we can maybe make the wild card and sneak into the playoffs and, you know, surprise some people. But we're going to keep y'all updated on that. You got any shout-outs before we wrap it up?
Man, shout out to the team, man, down there, Esco Atlanta, everybody. Man, shout out to my boy Wayne. I appreciate you again, man, bro. Everybody. You know, with the players then having us again to be able to, you know, come here and talk to y'all, man. Shout out, like I said, my whole team, everybody that's working behind the scenes, you know, to make me look good. But nah, yes, but yeah, I appreciate everybody.
And where can the people find you at? You know, shout out Esco Atlanta.
Shout out Esco Atlanta. Follow us at Escobar Atlanta on IG, TikTok, everywhere. Escobar Atlanta. You can follow me at I am DSain. I am DSAIN. That's on Instagram, TikTok, everything. You know, so on social media. Like I said, man, I appreciate everything again.
For sure.
You know, make sure y'all come to Esco Atlanta, man. We got happy hours every day. You know, come check us out, man.
You know, I'm gonna pull up for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, look, I got you, man.
Hey, well, y'all been tuned in to the Players Den podcast. It's your boy Wayne.
Man, I'm done.
And we out, baby.
All right.
Yes, sir.